If knowing the Wi-Fi environment is not enough, then you need to have a deeper look at the frames, and you need to look at the AP and client frames, how they're exchanged, what happens there. So that's a packet capture utility you're looking at. There are a few of those, but the most famous and the most useful are probably Wireshark and OmniPeak. They're not the only ones. There is also, for example, MetaGeek IPA, which gives you not only a packet capture ability, but also an analysis ability on what happens during that capture, some statistical information. In any case, you need to capture traffic. But if you try to troubleshoot a specific access point or a specific SSID, there is nothing like going on site, capturing what is in the air so you can see the exchanges, and then I will give you a hint on what may be happening or not. So we've seen some tools for that, right? We've seen Wireshark, and this is Wireshark again. And Wireshark has a great ability to capture a channel and also the ability to filter. If you filter, be careful. You have two ways of filtering in Wireshark. The first one is to filter when you capture. And if you go to capture menu, there is an option system where you can set up some filters where you only capture some frames. Or you can filter packets after you've captured them and only display the ones of interest. My recommendation to you is every time you can, capture everything. Then use the display filters to only see what you care about. The reason why is because sometimes you'll see that you'll be capturing traffic, filtering the capture, and then looking at the capture, you'll see that something is not right, but you don't see it because there may be something else that you were not looking at that was impacting your communication. But it's too late, you didn't capture it. So as much as possible, I like to capture everything, and then once the capture is done, look at the capture and just filter out what I like to see. There are many filters you can set, and Wireshark can remember them. What I like to do is to set up some filters and apply those filters. So for example, here I'm only looking at one type of frame, which is the association request. There is actually an entire live lesson on deploying and troubleshooting Wi-Fi that will help you go in the depth of how to use Wireshark for this exercise. So this is Wireshark, and it's very powerful, and we also mentioned another one, which is OmniPeak, which is also very powerful because it allows you to capture everything, but on top of which also gives you some statistical information about the capture itself and the transactions that happen during this capture. So from OmniPeak, you may already have a view of what the issue is, whereas in Wireshark, you'll probably need some filtering to get that view. But in both cases, you'll be capturing all the packets, and you'll be able to look at the exchange to see what packet was sent and what packet was not received, if it was not received, or how it was received. And very often, that will give you a clear view of what the problem was. Thing is that it may be time consuming and you have to be on site unless you use an access point in sniffer mode.